Hello everyone and welcome back to Affinity for Commander. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be taking a look at the face commanders from the new Precon decks from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And using incredibly scientific inquiry, we're going to be determining which is the best. And by scientific inquiry I mean me talking trash about them and then declaring a winner at the very end. As always, if you like any of the cards I'm going to be talking about here, then be sure to make your purchases through our affiliate link for the lovely cardmarket.com. Or if you're from the land of outstanding natural beauty and Chuck E. Cheese, then be sure to use our affiliate links for TCG Player and Flipside Gaming. Using any of these links does not cost you anything extra, but does help the channel out quite a lot. Now, on to our first commander, or rather, Admiral. Admiral Brass the Unsinkable is a 3/3 legendary human pirate for 2 generic, 1 black, 1 blue, and 1 red. They read, when Admiral Brass Unsinkable enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may return target pirate creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. It has base power and toughness 4/4. It gains haste until the end of turn. Just quickly, finality counters are a new mechanic whereby if the creature that has the counter on it would die, it is exiled instead. It is, pretty final, if you will. So first thing that comes to mind is this is a pirate version of the Scarab God, which, her ability doesn't cost any mana, so woo. Her ability does, however, have to be done in your own turn and is only once, boo. And it has to be a creature only in your graveyard, double boo. Now let's get right out of the way first. Her ability to bring back 1 creature a turn is very good, just ask Merrin. It having to be a pirate isn't so much as a downside as a feature, considering the fact that you're going to be making this as a pirate deck. Plus, increasing the stats of a rather weak type of creature up to 4/4 is pretty good. Plus, the Admiral themselves doesn't have to attack to trigger it, it just happens in combat. And thus, you get to use that creature's abilities for some maybe main 2 shenanigans. The main problem the Admiral's going to run into is that she has to be compared to a younger and apparently more sinkable self. And in contrast, the newer version just does not win out. Permanently stealing permanents is no joke, and hitting with buffed up pirates is not exactly a hard thing to do. So overall, I'm not impressed with the Admiral at this point. They are just going to add more support to a pirate deck and pirate-based commanders, like themselves. Moving on to our second typo commander that's going through a bit of an identity crisis at the moment is Clavileño, First of the Blessed. Our latest vampire legend is a 2/2 vampire cleric for 1 generic, 1 white, and 1 black. He reads, whenever you attack, target attacking vampire that isn't a demon becomes a demon in addition to its other types. It gains, when this creature dies, draw a card and create a tapped 4/3 white and black vampire demon creature token with flying. Right, so let me see if I get this straight. I'm going to be attacking with a vampire. Clavy here is going to trigger, making them into a demon in addition to their other types. Okay, we're going to hope that creature is then blocked and killed to trigger their ability to draw as a card and make us a tapped 4/3 body. Or they don't block and kill the thing, and therefore we just get in free damage, which, pretty nice both ways. Now obviously this is going to be triggering in combat, where hopefully the attacking creature is going to be blocked, killed, so we get the advantage from it. However, even if they're not, we can still then sacrifice in our main 2 to get the trigger ourselves. Do remember that this ability triggers and just gives that card that line of text now permanently on it. So you're going to be needing some way to track this if the creatures aren't dying every single turn. Maybe, I don't know, putting tiny little horns in the vampires with stickers or something? No, it's a terrible idea. Just use counters or something, I guess. As I said, the ability is pretty sweet, and a 4/3 flyer is something to sniff at, and card advantage is always good. Not a fan of that has to be an attacking vampire, so it's essentially leaning you more toward the aggressive side of black-white to be able to get those triggers off. Old Clav here really seems to be wanting to be a very fast-paced aggro vampire deck that when we get into the mid to late game, when those blockers start to get bigger, the vampires start dying, and you now get a 4/3 army that can continually swing in to keep the pressure on, which overall I'm not a massive fan of, but could be a nice fun casual black-white vampire deck. Now on to our deep diving friends the Merfolk, and they've got a new commander. Again. Who knows, maybe they've cracked it this time. Let's see. Hackball of the Surging Soul is a 3/3 legendary Merfolk Scout for 2 generic, 1 green, and 1 blue mana. They read: at the beginning of combat on your turn, each Merfolk creature you control explores. And they have, when Hackball of the Surging Soul attacks, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you don't, draw a card. Yep. Okay. They cracked it. I love this. I love everything about this. Anthem effects are great, but exploring on every single Merfolk is fantastic. You either get to get all the lands on the top of your library so you aren't drawing them anymore, get to bin off what you don't need, or just start dishing out counters like they're going out of style. And from that you get amazing +1/+1 counter synergies, Hardened Scale, the Ozolith, or, and my personal favourite, Inspiring Call, a lovely green instant that saves your Merfolk, and also draws you cards at instant speed. This combined with Merfolk's already established unblockable effects and the new evasion from new Merfolk, this is going to make Merfolk a serious contender for a now much more powerful tribe thanks to this commander. Good colours, impactful effect, and ramp or card draw, not even on damage, just on attack. Yes, Hackball is very, very good. And on to our last faced commander, our scaly and feathered friend, which, props for scientific accuracy, it's Pantlaza, the Sun Favoured. They are a 4/4 legendary dinosaur for 2 generic, 1 green, 1 red, and 1 white. They read: whenever Pantlaza, Sun Favoured, or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. Do this only once each turn. Now, Discover is a new mechanic whereby when the card with Discover enters the battlefield, you essentially cascade. You find a card from the top of your library going downwards with less than or equal to mana value, which you may then cast. So for example, if you discover 5 for something, then you're going to go until you find something with CMC 5 or less. And then, and this is the important part, you can either cast it for free, or put it into your hand. Now, in comparison's sake, there's some yes and no for both sides of each ability. Now yes, Cascade does happen on cast, so it's a lot harder to interact with. However, with Discover, you are allowed to put that card into your hand. And sometimes, cascading into a counterspell, it's really not the correct time to be doing that. So you'd rather that go into your hand instead. But on to the actual dino themselves. When they enter, you immediately get a Discover 4 trigger, and this happens once each turn whenever a new dino enters your side of the field. Now, do I think Pantlaza will outshine Geshathan's Akama as a new top commander for dinosaurs? No. No, I don't. Not even slightly. Now, yes, the value that Pantlaza creates is great, but only occurs once a turn. And this is also one of the very rare occurrences where I agree with that line of text. It can't be on every dino because the triggers would just be ridiculous. But this card screams to me something I'd much rather flip off the top with the Gishath's trigger rather than having their command zone itself. Overall, a very strong commander, but Pantlaza just really isn't big dino hitty value enough for me. In conclusion, we got the something rather interesting, the returning favourite, and an absolute monster of value engine. But personally for me, the best commander of the pre-con lot is definitely going to Hackball, the Surging Soul. The fact that he triggers in combat, he doesn't need to attack, is insane. The fact that it's every Merfolk is just lovely. And they have the additional line of text to draw you cards or ramp you, which is just icing on the beautiful Merfolk cake. Which, to be fair, I would not eat as it's probably made with seawater. And that'll be the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. What are you most excited about from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan? Let us know in the comments below. We read every single one of them. As always, this video and all Affinity for Commander content is made possible thanks to the support of our amazing patrons. You guys are truly awesome. If you too like to help support the channel, you can check out our Patreon link below and get access to exclusive EDH related rewards. You can also support the channel a few other quick and easy ways, liking this video, subscribing, hitting that bell icon, and sharing it on your preferred social media platform. But that'll be it from me for now, guys. As always, I've been Alex, and I will see you next time.